Namali. John, I feel like we should talk. There's so much difficulty in our relationship. Basically, I'm just not in love with you the same way you're in love with me, and I'm sorry about that, John. It's okay, but I also think that you're totally missing the beauty of our relationship. Namali. John, I'm just not attracted to you. John, but you are. You're just not open enough to see it. We can create so much together. And I say, stop talking like you know how I feel. Stop making statements about how you think you know how I feel. John, basically, I'm lonely, and I know we have this beautiful thing, and you just don't see it because you're too tired all the time. No, John, basically, I'm just not enjoying your neediness for me. I feel so lost trying to have a conversation with you. How many times are we to go over the same thing over and over and over again? I'm fed up. John says, you're just walking away from it. You get angry and you try to walk away. And I say, that's because I hate this clingy, needy energy I feel from you. And you're quite manipulative. You make me feel bad for not being in love with you. Don't make me feel guilty for that. And John is always ready to cry at this point.
Yeah, it's painful, huh? Paul?
I'm addressing John. This is a different John, I think. Paul, John,
Let's hope.
Are an idiot. You're everything that's wrong about our society. You're all egocentric self-concern with no considerations for the consequences of your actions. John replies, dude, you're just projecting. You know I'm way more complicated than that. You know I'm not always this revolting, leg-humping man-child, that I have real insecurities, just like you, and actually do care about the finer things in life. Have you seen my collection of Time Life books? Or the old cars collecting dust in my father's backyard? It's getting creative. Paul, well, I guess that's what really bugs me about you. That you're this revolting, well-dressed man-child who gets what he wants, and you have a deeper side. Chicks dig that. John, yes they do. But honestly, I don't really care about chasing tail anymore. It's too easy, and I have more fundamental things to be concerned about. I want to get on a boat and sail around the world all by myself. Paul, see, there you go again, another sure sign of privilege. Most people don't have the luxury of sailing around the world to deal with their problems. Most people are too busy flipping burgers and changing hospital sheets. John, but you're not like most people either, Paul. You identify with them because you don't want to face the reality that you and I have a lot more in common than you think. You want to dress well and chase girls just as much as I do. Paul, you may have a point there, but this still doesn't explain why you rub me the wrong way. Stop there.
Good. Nicole, are you ready?
Jen, you really know how to bring me down sometimes. After I talk with you, I feel I'm incessantly worried about things that may have never even entered my awareness before. Jen, I'm sorry, it's just that I think you push yourself so hard. You're really critical of yourself. You don't give yourself enough credit. I just want you to relax and enjoy life a bit. Nicole, I do enjoy life, but I may not enjoy the same things as you do, and I feel like you judge me for this. You make me question decisions I've made, sometimes really stupid things like the fact that I don't go out every weekend. Jen, well, I guess we do live two very different lives, and I have to realize this, but I still am able to see a side of you sometimes that looks like you're in despair, and I just want to help you through it. Nicole, I'm sorry, sometimes I don't put much energy into our conversations, and maybe you mistake that as despair, and maybe sometimes it is despair. Why don't we agree to talk about things we both enjoy rather than you having to question me? Or if you do have a direct question, ask it. Don't skirt around the issue, because I can feel that. Jen, I can't promise to change the way I feel, but I will try to be more open and honest about my concerns and not beat around the bush with my worries about you. I'll trust you more to make your own decisions.
Good.
Pashmina. Sarah, when you judge my actions and decisions, I don't feel like sharing anything with you. Sarah, I'm not judging what you do or the way you are. I'm only trying to understand you better and exploring why you didn't go for a particular alternative or another particular decision or action. Pashmina, oh, I see. So it's not that you don't trust that I can't decide things for myself. It's that you don't always understand them. Right.
There you have it. Good. Oliver.
Larry, you're such a funny guy. What's your secret? I don't try. But how do you know what to do next? You're assuming a lot. What am I assuming? That what happens next is important. It's not? No, nothing is. But doesn't that mean that you don't care? I care after the fact. I care only as much as is necessary, never more. Did your parents teach you this? My parents just love me without conditions. That's how I feel about everyone.
Oh, good.
Rolly, James, I entrusted you with my friendship and with much about me. I was genuinely happy with our interaction, and it became important to me. I don't understand why you would just walk away from it as though it didn't matter to you at all. James, Rolly, I don't believe I ever promised you anything. You don't seem to understand that I have my own issues to deal with, that I need to do what I need to do. Rolly, I wish you'd conveyed that to me instead of just disappearing. James, after so long, nobody's wrong. After so long, nobody's right. You could have called if you wanted to. Rolly, I really felt you pulled away. You didn't seem to want to build on our friendship anymore. James, sometimes what a friend needs is some space. Is that too much to ask? Could you allow me that for the sake of the friendship?
Okay, so just quickly, we're going to take more time at the end to talk about, what comes up in each of these perspectives, but is there anything you want to reflect on in terms of having written in the second person? Yeah.
I find it amazing that we don't take the other person's perspective more often. Like, it's obviously a cognitive skill that I apparently developed a long time ago, but I just find that we can really be blind, and it can be as simple as this, to just start to see things a little bit differently.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Anything else? Second person? What was that big guffaw we heard coming out of you?
Oh, I was just happy. It was joyful. It was liberating to say exactly what I want to say, and then to hear exactly what I want. In a sense, what I want to hear. Like, that's part of it too, and what I really believe the other person's perspective is, even though, and this is the interesting part, I know it's like in my mind. I know that if we were actually having a conversation, it wouldn't at all unfold in this way, or not necessarily, it might.
Right, right.
But it's just interesting that cognitively I could know that it's me, but it feels like it's somebody else.
Yeah, that's right. It does feel like it's somebody else. That's the important point about these shifts in perspective, is that it actually, when we shift from speaking in third person or thinking in third person or writing in third person to second, there's actually a shift of mind that happens. You experience yourself and your experience of reality differently. Has that impact. Did you want to say something?
Just to build on what Marco was saying, it occurred to me that it's kind of like those situations where somebody really angers you and you think, what I should have said
right.
was this.
Yeah.
If
I had it to do again.
Got 'em. And what doesn't happen in that is what their reaction would have been.
Right.
And to authentically get what that reaction would have been.
Right. Right. It's not what you do, it's what you do next. So, just one other quick question. Were there any moments where you were surprised in the second person? Like something they said that you kind of went, oh, I didn't expect that.
There
Anybody?
was a recognition of their perspective, as if I knew that. Even though I hadn't really put it out explicitly, I recognized it. Like, oh, of course, that's why I'm still here. That's why I still engage in that relationship. If I really had this feeling and that was unabashedly the case, I probably would not have that relationship, or
Right.
I wouldn't keep engaging in a difficult relationship if I didn't know this piece that revealed itself in taking their perspective.
That's right. I mean, every one of these people that we're writing about we're in relationship with, so there must be really enormous aspects of the experience that we're in favor of, right? Otherwise we wouldn't be focused, we wouldn't be in relationship. But we are.
And it was almost like a recognition, just a remembrance, like, oh yeah, that's why.
Yeah, that's there. Yeah, go ahead, Paul.
The only thing I was surprised was that this idiot could articulate my intuition so well.
That he had so much insight
He must
into
be
you.
writing a lot or something.
Maybe you didn't take his perspective enough.
Yeah, probably not.
Well,